Hi, I'm Tanji Harper. I'm a dancer, choreographer, teaching artist in Chicago, artistic director of the Happiness Club, and artistic manager of Storycatchers Theater.
Hey, I'm Rick Wilson. I'm a tour musician, writer, activist, dancer. I don't know, learner.
Lyricist.
Learner.
Yeah, right. All things. It's a huge part of hip hop. It's how you find your individualism.
Yeah.
It's where you find out where your creativity lies. It doesn't lie in you being like everybody else. Yeah. Again, that's that whole individual exclusive thing.
Yeah. And that takes that's like a lot of it's a lot of confidence too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, you gotta really work on your confidence and how you feel about yourself and your comfortability. That's something you gotta build up to. But I think the improvisation that's true. It helps you when you do it so many times. You start falling into understanding who you are at the core because you're being put on the spot so much. I think so. Like when I used to do writing workshops and they'd be like, write this, you know what I mean? You got 15 minutes to write this, just think of something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that helped me the most with writing because I always knew kind of 3 or 4 things what I wanted to include in my bars and my 16, and I just did that, you know what I mean? Then expanded on it.
But it just makes me wonder if the ability of you finding your voice in hip hop and you saying because you feel heard, you feel empowered to speak and say things, does that coincide with your ability to be an activist and speak out on things that are directly affecting you as a black male? That's an easy jump. Hip hop gives him the courage to be able to do all of those things, the bravery, the inspiration to look back into all of those things, and because I'm comfortable with this, I can do that out loud. And I can incite other people to rally them and get them to do and to understand where I'm coming from. That same call and response of church, that whole thing, that whole pulpit thing you got rocking in you, part preacher, all of that is that's hip hop based. And so freestyling is a huge element of hip hop because that's where you find you. How you rap, where's your cadence? What do you hear when you hear this track? When I'm freestyling over a track. That's why it's hard to be a rapper and really grasp onto freestyling because you'll tell on yourself. Not knowing how to do that. It's oh, well, can you really rap then? If you scared to freestyle, if all you can do is spit what you wrote, are you really a lyricist? Are you really a rapper? And that's how old school be coming at, younger ones that diss that.
Is there really anything in your core that's coming out of you? You know what I mean?
Organically.
Organically, yeah, exactly. Or is everything you just taking it and just copy and paste it? You know what I mean? So that's true.
That's part of the freestyle element of why that's important in hip hop. And so the shift that a music instructor has to make is that hip hop is about creating. Yes, you can learn about the culture and what those different elements consist of and the ramifications of that, and that there really are no limits because you can consistently create. But it's not like teaching Beethoven. I have to learn this piece. I have to play that thing. That is true for that. It's almost like ballet. I have to learn these steps in ballet in order for me to say I understand ballet as a form of dance. In hip hop, we got steps too, but we also create shit based off of everything else.
It's not like math. Yeah.
And it can evolve, and that's why you have to be a little bit more open when you're talking about teaching hip hop as a music art form. Yeah. Because I can take Beethoven and rip it to shreds and create something else out of that.
Yeah.
But it's the creating of it, and it's the idea that I could even do that makes it different than us just going, I'm gonna repeat the classic you taught me. And I'm going to learn that piece of music and I'm going to play it as well as I can. There's an art to that shit too, but there's a different form of your brain that's going, I heard that Beethoven thing and I hear a whole different, and I want some drums behind that with some cymbals and a hi-hat and somebody to clap for no fucking reason in the middle.
I'm hearing the congo. I'm hearing the congo. I'm hearing you hearing the snaps. I got a tambourine.
Who got a cowbell?
And that's how all the different brains work. And I think that's
got a cowbell.
Why hip hop is just so big, and it won't, because it can't be tamed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? We're talking about people took drill here to the UK, and then UK combined drill with some reggae shit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Now it's all over the world. So I think
no rules.
It's no rules. Yeah, it's no rules to hip hop. You know what I mean? The only rule is don't be whack.
That's it. Don't suck.
That's the only rule is don't be whack.
suck.
And it's like whatever whack is to you, damn near. Don't be whack. Cause like I feel like the only other art form that ever does that is punk. And I feel like hip hop and punk really do that for people.
They challenge the system.
They challenge the system,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all about just being like authentic yourself. You know what I mean? The two rules to punk is like don't be whack, don't follow the rules.
Don't be whack. Don't follow the rules.